In order to actually utilize some of the skills I've learned so far in biology this quarter, I worked on a service learning project with WWU's LEAD program in conjunction with the City of Bellingham and the Nooksack Salmon Enhancement Association. The three groups worked together at the Redtail Reach site of Whatcom Creek to enhance the salmon habitat, which is only necessary because back in 1999, the Olympic oil pipeline exploded, releasing 237,000 gallons of unleaded fuel down the stream, which then caught fire and burned 2 miles of the creek, destroying the entire ecosystem. In order to repair it, we did several things. We removed invasive species, we replanted native species, and we spread organic mulch so these native species could grow healthily and spread. First thing we did was removing invasive species, as you can see with me in this bucket of non-native grasses that I pulled out. The other invasive species we pulled out were Himalayan blackberries and some small weeds that smother the soil and prevent indigenous seeds and other living plants from receiving the vital nutrients they need to reproduce and grow. Removing invasive species is important because it decreases the competition to the region, and it also helps promote biodiversity because of this, allowing these native species to grow and reproduce with each other so that they become more diverse and fit to live in this region. The next thing we did was replanting native species, as you can see by the several evergreen trees on the bank of the creek. This is important because it helps after the problem that the wildfire caused, not the wildfire, but the human-caused fire. This caused allele fixation in the region because the fire burned up the majority of the plants with various alleles, and by planting new plants, we're ensuring that allele fixation is not occurring and that more alleles can be mixed into this reproductive systems of these plants so that a more diverse genetic base can exist in this ecosystem. The last thing we did was probably the most important, which was spreading organic mulch. Organic mulch is much better than synthetic fertilizers because it's not only better for the plants, but it prevents soil erosion and runoff as well as nutrient runoff, which causes eutrophication. Eutrophication occurs when excess nutrients run off into aquatic systems and then load up in areas such as Bellingham Bay, where algae blooms occur when they pick up these nutrients. Then once these algae bloom and overpopulate the region, they start to die off and are then decomposed. These decomposers take up all the oxygen when they're decomposing the algae and emit CO2 in the process, leading to hypoxic zones in the bay. So overall, the three things we did were incredibly important biological aids to the region because they helped prevent eutrophication in many regions, as well as helping the wetlands be reproduced so that they can further remove all of toxins that are entered into the area. This is the difference now from 1999 to the current year, and you can't even tell a fire has happened, but there still is much to be done.